Hi, I'm Vincent, and in this video, I'm going to compare the LinkedIn free version with the LinkedIn Sales Navigator plan so that at the end, you can decide if LinkedIn Sales Navigator is worth it or not. So you will see the price of each LinkedIn Sales Navigator plan. Then I will show you the features of each plan. For example, how to find leads, the connection request limits, the alerts, and so on. And finally, you will see how you can export a list of leads from LinkedIn and how to get the verified emails of your leads. As you can see, we have a lot to cover, so let's start. All right, so the first thing I want to compare is how you can find leads. Here, I'm going to show you how you can find leads with the LinkedIn free plan. And then I will show you how you can find leads using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And you will see that it's very different. So here for this tutorial, I've made a search where I want to target people who are head of sales. So here you see that I target people. You can filter people based on your connection degree. For example, first, second, and third. You have the locations and current company. But if you want to see all the free filters, you just need to click here on all filters. Now you see on the right that I have some more filters. For example, I have connections off, followers off, past company, school, industry, profile language, open to, service categories. And here we have some keywords, for example, first name, last name, and so on. And the most useful one is this one, title, and it's basically a filter for the job title of your leads. So if you want to use this LinkedIn free search, I recommend you to use this one, job title. Then I recommend you to use locations. For example, you can say that you want to target people based in the US and of course connections, so it's useful. For example, let's say that I only want people in my second and third degree network, and then I click on show results. And now you see that with these filters, I have a list of people here. So if we check, we have someone who is head of sales in New York, we have head of sales in Dallas, and so on. On each page, we have 10 leads. And here you see that we have a maximum of 100 pages. So at the end, with this search, LinkedIn will give you only 1,000 people. Now, the main problem when you use the LinkedIn free plan is that you have a limit of 80 LinkedIn profile visits a day. So when you use a third-party tool to export these people into, for example, a CSV file, this third-party tool will only extract 80 people per day, and it's a limitation for this LinkedIn free plan. So if you want to extract 1,000 people with a LinkedIn free plan, you have to wait almost 2 weeks, which is a lot. Now, if you are in the case where you have a LinkedIn premium account, so not LinkedIn Sales Navigator, but a LinkedIn premium plan, you can visit up to 150 profile per day. But it's far from the LinkedIn Sales Navigator plan because with this plan, you can scrape up to 1,000 leads a day on a LinkedIn search. So you see that when you use the LinkedIn free plan, you have a lot of limitations. And now if we have a look at LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you will see that it's completely different. So let's go on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And this time on the left, I have all the filters I can use to identify my best leads. And on the right, I will get my results. So the first thing you see is that we have much more filters. For example, we have this one, company headcount, and you don't have this filter in a LinkedIn search. So in all filters, we don't have company headcount, and it's actually a very useful filter because you can say, okay, I only want to target small companies, for example, from 11 to 50 people in the company. So basically, when you use a LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can narrow down your search and only get people who are interesting for you or your business. So let's make a quick search. So let's say that we want to target people in a company headcount between 500 to 1,000 people. Current job title, let's say that we want to target people who are head of marketing, and we want people based in the US. So United States include. And now you see on the right that I have the list of all the people who match my filters. So we have head of marketing in the US. On top here, you have the number of leads from your search. So here we have a bit more than 700 people. Now, the main drawback of a LinkedIn Sales Navigator is that you need to use a third-party tool to export these people into a CSV file. You can't select your leads and say that you want to export these people. And that's why you need a third-party tool like GiveMeLeads, for example, to be able to export your leads. So if you want to have a button like this one, extract leads, you can go on GiveMeLeads.io, or you have a link in the description. Then you click on Start for free, you create your account, and you install the Chrome extension. And then you will get a button like this one, Extract Leads. So once you are happy with the search and you want to export these people, all you need to do is to click here on Extract Leads. Then you will be redirected to your GiveMeLeads account. Then you can give the number of people you want to export. So let's say for this tutorial, 100. And then you have the option to get the verified emails of your leads from a LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Because on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can't find the emails natively. And with GiveMeLeads, you can do that. Then I click on Export Leads. And now my export will be running, and I just need to wait a few minutes. All right, so as you can see, after 46 seconds, my export is done. And now if I want to see my list of leads, I click here on Download CSV. So here is my list of leads. If I scroll, you see that I have 100 leads. Perfect. On top, you see that we have all the information we need to reach out to these people. So we have the first name, last name, LinkedIn URL. You have, of course, the verified emails of your leads. So when it's verified, it means that it's completely safe for your deliverability to send an emails to this lead. You have the job title, location, and actually much more information. For example, you have the company name, company website, so useful if you want to personalize your messages, company location, and so on. Now, when you export your leads with GiveMeLeads, we do two things. First, we make sure that the data is clean. For example, for the first name, last name, and company name, you don't have any problems with capital letters or with emojis, for example. For example, here we have Polly, and we don't have Polly with a workout emoji at the end. So you don't need to waste your time to clean the data manually because we do it for you. And the second thing we do is to check for each lead if they perfectly match all your filters or not. So you see on the left that we have two columns, so matches filters and invalid reason. So when it's true, it means that the lead perfectly matches all your filters. But if I scroll, you see that some of them are false. So when it's false, it means that the lead doesn't match all your filters. And we tell you the reason why the lead is invalid. For example, here we have Rebecca, and Rebecca has a wrong job title. So if we check her job title, we have fractional head of contents. So actually, Rebecca is not head of marketing. So with this feature, you make sure that you only reach out to people who match all your filters. And if you want, you can decide to either keep the lead if it's still interesting for you, or just decide to remove it from your lead list. Now that you saw the differences when it comes to finding some leads between LinkedIn and LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I want to show you one more limitation when you use the LinkedIn free plan, and it's the number of connection requests you can send per day. So for that, let's go back on my computer, and here you have the details. So how many connection requests can I send per week? So when you have a LinkedIn free account, you can send up to 10 connection requests per month. And you will see in a few seconds that it's without a not. And now with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can send between 100 to 200 connection requests per week. So if we go on LinkedIn, for example, here I'm currently using a LinkedIn free plan. And if I want to send a connection request, I click here on connect, then add a note. And here you see at the top here, I can send up to 3 personalized invitations per month. So it's not even 10 per month, it's 3. So when you use the LinkedIn free plan, it's almost impossible to do some LinkedIn prospecting because you can't send enough connection requests. And now this time on this account, I have LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And here, if I want to send a connection request, I can click here on connect, then add a note. And here you see that we don't have a limitation of 3 connection requests per month. So that's why if you want to do some LinkedIn prospecting, you need to use a LinkedIn Sales Navigator plan. Now let's move on to the next feature I want to show you on a LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So basically on a LinkedIn Sales Navigator, when you make a search, so for example, let's say that I want to target CEO in a company headcount between 51 to 200 people, and I want these people based in New York. What I can do is to save my search. Then if I want to do that, I just need to toggle this button. So save search to get notified of new results. And then if you go here in saved searches, you see here that I have a new search. What's interesting with this feature is that you are notified when new people match your filters. For example, I've made this search 3 months ago, and here you see that I have 270 new results since the time I've made this search. And if I want to see these new people, I just need to click here, and on the right, so here, I have the list of all the new people who match my filters. So basically with this feature, you can automatically identify people who match your filters, and these people are interesting leads. So then what you can do is to export these people and then reach out to them through LinkedIn or cold email. And you can guess that you only have this feature when you have a LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And when you use the LinkedIn free plan, unfortunately, you don't have this feature. Then the next feature I want to show you that you have on LinkedIn Sales Navigator and you don't on the LinkedIn free plan is to identify companies. So for that, you go here in account, and here you have many features that you can use to identify companies. For example, you have company headcount, you have industry, you have department headcount. For example, you can say that you want to target companies with at least 5 sales in it. So I click on add. And then on the right, here I no longer have people, but I have companies. And what's very interesting if you want to personalize your outreach is to go on the LinkedIn company page. For example, let's say Microsoft. And here on this page, I have many informations. For example, here I have an about section. Then if I scroll, you see that we have some more information. For example, we have this section, Account IQ. And here, for example, you have how Microsoft makes money. So you have a bit of text. You have an estimation of the revenue. You have some strategic priorities, business challenges, and so on. Here you have some headcount insights, and actually you have much more. And what's interesting with this feature is that you can build a relationship map. For example, you can drag and drop. For example, we have David here, and here you can say, okay, David is the boss of these people, and so on. So if you want to map an account, you can do that directly on a LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And then if I scroll, you see that we have some more informations. For example, the employee count, distribution, and headcount. So you see, for example, that we have a lot of engineers working for Microsoft. Then if you go in job openings, you have some useful information because you see who Microsoft hire. For example, you see a lot of engineering, more than 50% of the total job openings. And if you continue to scroll, you have some alerts for Microsoft. So basically, with all these informations, you can identify decision makers, you can map an account, and basically you have a lot of data if you want to personalize your outreach. Finally, the last feature I want to compare is the InMails. And basically, it's very easy. When you have LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can send InMails. And when you have just a LinkedIn free plan, you can't send InMails. So let me show you how it works. So here, as you can see, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm using a Sales Navigator plan. And now if I want to send a message to someone, I can do that by using an InMails without being connected to this person on LinkedIn. For example, Sebastian is in my second degree connection network. So if I want to send him a message, I need to send a connection request. So for that, I click here on connect, and then I need to wait that Sebastian accepts my connection request. But what you can do with an InMail is very interesting. So you click on more, you click on message Sebastian, and here you see that I can send directly a message to Sebastian without sending a connection request. And why? It's because it's an InMail. And here I can write a subject and a message, and then I can send my message. So when you have a LinkedIn Sales Navigator plan, you have up to 50 InMails credit. And if a lead accepts your message, you get your credits back. And this is one of the easiest way to reach out to more people on LinkedIn. And as I told you, unfortunately, you don't have InMails on the LinkedIn free plan. All right, so now that you saw the main differences between the LinkedIn free plan and LinkedIn Sales Navigator, it's time to talk about the pricing. And so for that, I've made a graph. So here you have the three main paid plans that you have on LinkedIn. You have LinkedIn Premium, LinkedIn Recruiter, and LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And the one we want to check is this one, Sales Navigator. So you have three options. You have Sales Navigator Core, Sales Navigator Advanced, and Sales Navigator Advanced Plus. The core version is $99 a month. Advanced is $149, and Advanced Plus, it's custom. It's basically for enterprise clients. For the core version, you have everything I've shown you in the video. So you have 50 InMails per month. You have access to the leads filters and accounts filters. Oh, and I forgot to show you that you can see who viewed your profile. And as I told you, you can send between 400 to 800 connection requests per month, which is perfect if you want to do some LinkedIn outreach. Advanced, you have CRM integration and team collaboration tool, but honestly, it's not very useful. And in my opinion, it's not a good deal compared to the Sales Navigator core version. And at the end, you have Advanced Plus. So as I told you, it's for enterprise companies. You can synchronize LinkedIn Sales Navigator with your CRM, but this plan is very expensive. So to answer the question, is LinkedIn Sales Navigator worth it? It's a big yes if you want to find some leads or if you want to do some LinkedIn prospecting. Because you saw that if you use the LinkedIn free plan, you have many limitations. And that's why Sales Navigator, in my opinion, is worth it if you want to find some leads and if you want to do some LinkedIn prospecting. Now, of course, the main limitation of LinkedIn Sales Navigator is that you can't export your leads natively. And that's why you have tools like GiveMeLeads. And with a tool like this one, you can easily extract your leads and get the verified emails of your leads. So if you want to try GiveMeLeads, you have a link in the description. And now, if you want to see a complete beginner friendly tutorial on how to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to find B2B leads, you can click somewhere on the screen. It was Vincent. I wish you a nice day and I see you in the next video. Bye-bye.